Hey, she's trying to get me away from her. When I come over here,
6 feet.
when I come over here, she's supposed to roll that way.
6 feet.
But I'm not 6 feet away from you.
Oh my goodness.
Better back up from your screen.
Wow, Brian.
Back up from your screen.
Cough. No, because then you...
So, we got a lot to talk about. Hope you're all doing well. It's a Monday. Hard to believe it's Monday.
What's up, my people? How was your weekend? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoyed the good weather. Janelle just soaked it all in. Len cleaned out the garage, and she soaked it up.
Working.
And, but, yeah, I had a kid yesterday look at me and say, Dad, is it Saturday or Monday? And I was like, well, it's actually Sunday. So it's neither of those days. Today finally being Monday. Hope you enjoyed the weather yesterday. Not going to be quite as warm today, bummer, but who knows? We'll survive.
No, what is up with that?
I don't know.
What are we, in Ohio or something?
I'm not in charge. Yeah, we are in Ohio, I think. So, one thing we got to talk about here, it's been the avoided topic. I think we all kind of held our breaths in the midst of the changes we're in, hoping it'd be over by Easter.
Rob is here.
So, Rob? I think President Trump had that same hope
Yeah.
that we would be done with this all by Easter, because it's like the quintessential, not just Christian holiday, but who would want to be presiding over the cancellation of Easter? I mean, all that. But yesterday from the Rose Garden, the president announced that they're extending the federal guidelines for social distancing all the way through April 30th. It's March 30th. Yeah, so a month. Another month. And it's been avoided. Churches scrambling to get their online services going.
Callie, what's up?
What's up, Callie?
I missed you too, my girl.
My church, I think we finally got a routine going. We've got a rhythm. We don't normally broadcast our services in that manner. So we got a system in place.
Oh, that's cool.
But nobody's really been talking about Easter a whole lot.
Yeah.
So what should Easter look like this year?
Hi, Sheila. Rob says, good morning, good people.
What's up, Rob?
He probably likes his break. Yeah, what are you guys doing for Easter? I'm going to especially miss, besides worshiping with my family and celebrating the Lord's resurrection, mac and cheese. Miss Neville's mac and cheese, my mother-in-law. She's amazing. Callie says, I'm so confused which day it is since we are here all day. Yeah, I guess a lot of people struggling with that one. My sister is especially struggling. She's at my house. She'll take a shower. She did it again last night, and she's like, "Here I am in the living room again." It's like,
and you're like, "Meanwhile, we're grateful you showered."
Yeah, it's getting long.
What should Easter look like this year? Because so many of, I don't know about you, maybe you're one of those optimists that you're just going to make the best of it without even thinking about it, but I love Easter.
Yeah.
I love the meal. I love the gathering. I love the outfits. I love spring. I love candy. I love Easter services. I love the celebratory nature of Easter services after the somber nature of Good Friday. And yet here we are. We're going to have, digital Easter?
You've been especially struggling with this, right? You said, I walked into the office and I got to deal with his complaining way before y'all have to deal with it. And he's like, online service is just not the same.
It's not the same. I think my church is doing a great job with it. It's not the same.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee it's the same for everybody else. Why? Because when I look at the numbers in other churches in the community, the numbers of people attending online worship are way lower than the actual number of people that show up in the church service itself. So I think a lot of other people are feeling the oddity of online worship.
Midge, good morning. Haven't seen you in a while. Midge says it will make us appreciate Easter next year so much more.
Yeah, I think it will.
Callie says, thankfully I have y'all to help me during the morning to know what day it is.
That's right. Monday, Callie. Monday.
In case you needed that.
So what should Easter look like then? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it'll be great next year. So what is it this year?
Some people during the show suggested having Easter in July. Other people are doing drive-in services at their churches. So what do you think? Mike says, as a family, have your own sunrise service in the backyard or park. Then go and have a family breakfast and a little devotion to remember Easter. Theola, good morning.
I mean, we've talked about Sarah and the kids think it'd be fun to do like a night where we make a fancy meal and all of us dress up for it.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not as excited about it.
Why?
For what, you know? I'll do it for the kids, but it's one thing to get dressed up and go out,
Yeah.
and it's another thing to dress up and go into the next room.
Yeah. I don't know about the dressing up. I love the idea of a big breakfast or big dinner. I think there is something special. We've done it for other reasons before, but having a big meal just for you and the family, I think that's kind of cool because it doesn't happen often. Like a big formal dinner. That's what I'm saying. Jennifer says we will have a big breakfast and live stream. Are you bummed about it, Jennifer? Is there a sense of mourning with you? Jennifer Morocco and Jennifer Jones. Callie, are you mourning this? Callie says my mom offered to have Easter dinner at her house, which means the 5 of us and her family and my dad. I'm thinking about a new lemon raspberry cake.
Yeah, so you're focusing more on the 10 limit, where some people will do that. I mean, your family's already over the 10 limit.
We're over the 10. I'm not focusing on numbers as much. I'm focusing on whoever you're with, stay with them. So like for Len's birthday yesterday, we could have had people over that were family, but I'm trying, especially because some of our family members have immunity compromised. I don't know, Callie. But I love the idea of getting with your parents. My mom's with my sister, and my sister doesn't have any kids, and so I feel like, okay, cool, you're safe there. There's just a lot of us, and to expose her, I don't know. Mike says, isn't this season showing us how important it is to gather with other believers and fellowship?
Yeah, it brings to life that passage in Hebrews, not to forsake the assembling of believers.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I was on the worship team, and so it was the worship team and the pastor, and so we all spread out in the sanctuary during the sermon. I had one section, the piano player had a section. Super weird.
Yeah. Jennifer says, not at all. She's not mourning. We prefer a small celebration over fighting for a seat at church.
No, I get it. So I don't know that anybody's even thought about this yet. We've been avoiding it. I don't think I've heard anyone out there talking about Easter services. But if we grapple with reality, if your church hasn't been having services now, you're not going to have Easter?
No.
I'm breaking it to you. Welcome. Here's Bad News Monday. No Easter for you. So what should Easter look like? Some places are doing the drive-in thing. What's that?
I was going to say, can we just sit on the fact, everybody, just sit down. I'm going to tell you something.
Here we go.
Have y'all noticed that the one that's struggling with this the most is the introvert in the house?
Well,
what is up with that?
It's because
Explain
I love
that.
Jesus that much.
Really? Jesus lives inside of you. Let me break that to you.
Yeah, it's so much that I miss celebrating Easter.
Sheila says video chat or do Zoom or something in small groups. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
you can have family join you for live stream.
I'm just not certain sitting on the couch watching the live stream is enough for Easter. Does that make it a big enough deal?
Then you make it a big deal. Put something together. I mean, you can make that.
Okay, what am I going to do then? Go ahead. Plan it.
Plan, if you don't feel comfortable live streaming, you can plan a service with your family, go over some scripture together, come up with activities or things that you could do together to commemorate that. You got enough kids to have an egg hunt if you wanted to. Start planning the menu. You could have a big breakfast. It could be the kind of Easter that you guys could look back and be like, wow, remember that? Like it's on your lap.
True.
Take that as a challenge. Sarah, right? Sarah, what's up? Go ahead, Sarah.
No, I mean, we haven't done it yet. I mean, we're just trying to get through day by day with the kids.
Yeah.
So we haven't come up with a plan yet on what Easter is going to look like this year.
Yeah.
Because Sarah and I want to make it a big deal because it is the celebration of the resurrection, which is the cornerstone of the Christian faith. And so I want it to be a big deal, but it's going to be a challenge, I think.
You feel like one of my kids, like the teens, you know when kids get stuck? But I wanted to. And you feel like saying, okay, it's over. Life isn't fair. Now let's move on.
And you feel like one of those people who just like declares what we're going to do and makes this big plan that you're not going to do. Like,
You don't know that?
we got. You can make a big meal. Like you're gonna.
could.
You
I've
don't
done
do that.
Yes, I do. Yes,
No,
I
you're not
have.
gonna cook.
Yes, I have. Thank you. I have done.
You're gonna
that.
cook Easter dinner.
I've
what you
been
gonna make?
cooking. If it was okay, so if I was to plan right now, I would do something that we don't usually like. We do a lot of rice and beans and all that. I would probably make sancocho that day.
You say, well, probably, but what are you gonna make?
I'm not gonna plan right here on video. I'm just saying that would probably be on my list. Sancocho. Sarah says, focus on what we can do. That's my girl. That's what I'm saying.
And that's why we're having this
you are
discussion.
so awesome. We gotta go on our ride, girl. Oh man.
And that's why we're having this discussion, so we can hear your ideas.
Oh, Sarah says, yes, you call him out. I love you, girl. That's what I'm saying. We can't, like, we're done with Easter. It's different.
And if we're calling each other out,
Let's get
you're
excited
not going to be
about
making anything for
you
Easter.
don't know that.
So
I'll call Len right now.
I want to hear
cook.
the ideas of
Thank
what should Easter look like this year, because it's not going to look the same as it ever has before for anybody. We got to be planning ahead. I want to hear those plans. Janelle's brainstorming her ideas that she's not going to do.
I would make sancocho. I would probably
I
make.
would. She said I would.
Listen, y'all. We're all planning.
I would bake cookies, but I don't bake.
No, I cook. I've been cooking. Like yesterday, we had a big dinner. Whatever. I don't have like. What I'm saying is, we can make it an exciting time. Like as you're telling me to brainstorm, I'm already thinking of things like, what do we usually don't eat that I could surprise the family with? We can make it super special, Brian. It'll probably be warm. Let us hope our Clevelanders that it'll be warm outside.
What's
Hi,
interesting is
Melissa.
you're talking like you've already planned this all out. You're doing this on the fly right now, and
It's
my
2
questions
weeks.
for
we
you.
said this morning.
And my questions for you are inspiring those ideas, right? I'm asking the question.
You've been bummed all morning. And
I am
part of
bummed.
me is like, okay, whatever. It is what it is.
Remind me not to be around you when other plans get canceled, and you tell me to get over it.
Like Len's birthday, for example, was yesterday. And we made it something super cool. And so I just was like,
That's good.
okay. So I've been through that. We are all experiencing this cancellation. And moving forward, because we are in this for the long run, that's what I'm hoping our attitude is. If we're going to be a light, if we're going to be an encouragement to our neighbors, our family. I got people constantly. I got sisters and all this. Everybody's bummed. And if we're going to lead the way, let us be the ones to tell people, listen, y'all, like, what can we be excited about? What can we do that would be good? How can we make this better? Because it is what it is. There's nothing we could do about what it's looking like, including some darker conversations like layoffs and the economy. There's a lot going on. The last thing we need to do is be bummed about,
And I'll continue being an encouragement for those of you who need a minute.
Oh my gosh.
If you need a minute to just go, I'm going to miss Easter the way we always do it this year, that's okay. I think you can take a day to do that.
We're here for you.
No.
We're
I'm here for you. She's not. I am. So
Oh my
I'm just saying,
gosh.
if you need a minute, that's okay. I think we can take a day and feel sad about it, and then work on a plan. Sarah's right, Janelle's right.
Look
but
at
there
Sarah.
needs to be a plan.
Okay, so let's focus on what we can do. Let's make this exciting. Sarah said, for many years, my kids and I remember those. I did that. Have made resurrection rolls and empty tomb cookies. My son actually accepted Jesus a few weeks after we made the empty tomb cookies because he remembered the recipe from Mommy's
Cute.
Bible. We have very few traditions, but those baking things are important to us.
There you go. You can still
Sarah's
do that.
laughing. Sarah, oh goodness. Mike says family memories don't always involve vacations at a resort, but simple together time. Mike says,
Yeah,
Josh,
good.
can you go in and tap Brian on the back and say, it'll be all right, Brian?
Yeah. I need that for a minute.
Do you want to talk about it?
No. I know I'm not the only one who's going to be bummed. I know you got family members who are bummed that Easter's not
I
going to
do
happen.
have family members.
So I'm going to be that person today.
And I'm surrounded by these people all day long, so he's going to be that person. Can you kind of help lead the way and be like, y'all, we're going to be all right, and it's going to be good?
I'll be ready for that.
Tomorrow. You got tomorrow.
Yeah.
Kelly says, I need a lot of minutes. Aw, see? Going to miss Easter Sunday morning in person at church.
I knew if I held out long enough,
That is
I
cool.
wouldn't be the only one who's experiencing just a little bit of bummer that I want to sit in for just a minute. Not that I'm going to stay in it.
That's good.
Sarah and I are going to make an awesome Easter for our family. I know we are. But I think I'm fully realizing that it's not going to happen the way I'm used to. So Kelly and I can be
Together. That's
together and say, I need a couple of minutes to be sad about missing our traditions for Easter.
You know what it is, too? I'm the oldest and I'm a mom and I'm a wife. I can't join the crowd. So somebody, even though Len can be encouraging too, somebody got to be the one to be like, okay, we can't sit here. We got to go. Terry says, I agree with Janelle. Focus on what we can do. Make the celebration special and memorable. Sarah Dolan says, I'm still shopping for new Easter outfits. That's too cool that you guys are actually considering that. That would be something, because it can affect your mental state too.
Yeah, we had talked about that as a family before with the kids. They were excited about getting dressed up for a meal, and
that's cool. You
I'm
can take
guessing,
your Easter pictures.
Well, yeah, and I'm guessing that Sarah and the kids may want to do that for our family for Easter. Do the dress up day.
That's cool.
For Easter. Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
I like that. Myril says, good morning, my friend, brother, and sister. Hi. God bless you all the time, including your family members. Whenever I drive myself to work, you are the voices that are on my radio.
Oh, wonderful.
We haven't seen you in a while, so glad you're here with us. That's cool. You guys are coming up with, that's really, really cool. Go ahead.
One of the ways that Kelly is moving forward with Easter, she says she's still going to be wearing a dress and heels on Easter. There you go.
That's super cool.
That's one of those ways to cling to some of the traditions we love. And I don't think there's anything wrong with tradition.
No.
This is a time where a lot of people are going to poo-poo tradition. And I think tradition has great value.
Yeah.
But we need to be, Easter clearly is not about the traditions we hold on Easter. It's about the resurrection. And so it's going to be just a shift, I think, in thinking about what it's going to look like this year.
Yeah. Rob says you can't control your expectations. Rob says Zoom Easter speeches.
Yeah, the Easter program at the church I was in Chicago was a big deal.
Yeah. Sarah, she's out here for you. She says it is important to allow ourselves to grieve the losses we're experiencing. Your show has got me thinking about how our little church can celebrate in family. With our restrictions, it is going to be more difficult.
Yeah, and I think that we've all been optimists about virtual church, and it's been the best we can get in the current circumstances. But I think we're going to feel it more acutely. Like if we don't plan ahead for Easter as individuals and as families, what we're going to do ourselves, we'll get to online Easter, and it's going to be a huge disappointment. You're going to really feel how different virtual church is in that moment.
Yeah. Sharon says our church will be celebrating Easter our first Sunday back together.
Really, Sharon? Sharon, the just so you know, the president yesterday announced the federal guidelines for social distancing are extended through April 30th. So maybe you haven't even heard about that yet. But I'd be surprised if your church still met. I doubt they're going to meet on Easter. I have yet to hear from anybody whose church will continue that.
Callie says we should all post pictures of what we do on Easter. That might bring some happiness.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Cool.
We still need to post all those Easter kid photos.
Yeah.
Every year, Sarah and I take a picture with the kids on Easter. Or at least just the kids, if they're the ones dressed up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Sharon, I think she means whenever they do get back together, that first Sunday.
Oh.
That is really cool.
Yes.
I like that.
In fact, that should be what the first Sunday back is, Sharon. You're right. Why not make the first Sunday back Resurrection Sunday?
Eva says, agree, focus on what you can. You don't want to focus on unnecessary stress at this time. Stress can hinder your immune system.
That's true.
And then Sharon says, Easter is not our first Sunday back together. We're waiting.
Oh,
yeah,
I got
good.
you. Sorry, I misunderstood you there, Sharon. No, that's a good point. I bet a lot of churches will make Easter Sunday whatever day we start back.
Yeah. One of the things, as I'm trying to manage my family's emotions, there are a lot of stuff that they're stressed about. So, like, this one would be one that I would tell them, like, can we just, like, be excited that we're together, that everybody's healthy, that we can actually sell, like, I'm trying to constantly shift them because I know you feel this. With social media and our access to information, we're so focused on what's going on in the world that we forget, hold up, guys, like, our circle is good. Can we thank God that Nana and Papa are good right now? Mm-hmm. My mom, she missed the closing of the border in Dominican Republic by 3 hours. Thank God that she's here. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I get the grieving Easter. What I'm saying is there's so many other things that I constantly tell them, let's focus on what we can be grateful for. This is my kids, my sisters, just to manage, like, our stress, because there's so much to be stressed about. Jennifer says, I wonder how many families will be more focused on the resurrection than the dressing up, the busyness, and getting to the building.
Yeah.
God has a purpose and a plan.
I hope that's the case, because that's what it should be about. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you can have great intentions, because you said tradition's good. Getting together is good, but we do get distracted, you don't think?
Well, there are some Christians who every holiday they want to make everyone stop having fun. No more Christmas trees because that's pagan. No more Easter bunnies because that's pagan. And what I've always felt is that if you take it for what it is, it's just a fun tradition. It doesn't hurt anybody. It's joyful.
Yeah.
And I can still focus on the truth of the holiday in the midst of that.
Yeah.
And so I love traditions. So it's going to be weird.
Yeah, it
and
is.
I want to be sure Sarah and I are prepared for it.
Sandy, good morning. She says, everyone in the country is in the same boat. Keep Easter in your hearts and remember what Jesus did for us. For each of us. We can be together via telephone, Facebook, or other technologies. Yes, it will be different, but be thankful for what we have.
Yes.
Montina, I haven't seen you, girl, in a while. She says, I'm actually looking forward to having a more intimate Easter this year.
And I bet in particular ministry families will have that. Like if you're a pastor, so first Easter you get to spend primarily with your family.
Yeah. That's Sarah's in that situation. She says, my husband, the pastor, always says that we should celebrate every Sunday as Easter Sunday. Our faith is based on our Christ resurrection, and he rose on the first day of the week. So why do we get stuck on one particular Sunday?
Yeah, that's true.
She says every Sunday we can celebrate his resurrection.
That's true.
Mike wants hymns. Play some traditional Easter hymns and sing along with them as we remember what Jesus did. Why did he choose us as a member of his family, and why would he do what he did for all of us?
You know, I think part of this is just me longing to not allow it to be another Sunday.
Yeah.
When the days are melting together and nobody even knows what day it is.
Yeah.
How would you like to have Easter just kind of blah happen? I don't think we as believers want that. So it's going to take some intentional planning to figure out what Easter should look like this year so that we don't lose sight of what it's really about. So.
And again, in a different way, it's putting the pressure now on us, because I think a lot of times we go to church and expect our pastor to do it for us. We go and we sit and we consume, and now the pressure is on us in a good way about how are you going to seek him for Easter, and how are you going to meet him at the empty tomb. Sheila says, I will not miss all the stress of planning the Easter communion. Lots of work and nobody helps.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of people that serve at church that get super stressed out.
Yeah.
They're going to have a relaxing Easter.
Yeah.
Because all the people that get to sit around and do nothing have to plan something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, be thinking about that. Talking as your families, it's going to be an issue that's going to pop up more and more this week, I'm anticipating. As I've been watching all this from our vantage point, we've been taking it day by day, maybe week by week. I don't think anybody's quite acknowledged yet that Easter isn't going to happen the way it always does.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now. So be thinking and praying about how that looks. Can't wait to hear what Janelle's making for Easter.
Yeah, I'm going to take pictures. It's going to be awesome.
Watch out, Boston Market.
Sarah.
She's going to order a whole bunch.
Sarah, you my girl. You're awesome.
All right, family. We're going to see you soon.
Prayers for Sarah, please.